to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who has impacted the outcome of a situation in a positive way. So what I'm saying is it may have been on track to end less favorably or not very good at all for you, but because of how you've stood up for what you believe in, or because of your willingness to go for what you want, things are improving. So the Wheel of Fortune is a positive change for you, and I'm excited. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chanting. I hope you're having a good day so far. Happy Friday. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. That's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's dive in with, we'll go with the Earth and Bones Tarot. What else do we have? Seven of Petals or Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Crystals or King of Swords in the reverse. So it feels to me, first of all, like there's a piece, okay, there, a hair of my mouth, sorry, was bothering me. So we've got somebody here who has, I think, lied to you. Someone who told you that what you want to do is not a good idea. I don't know if I would invest in that. I don't know if I would pursue that career. I don't know if I would go to that school. There's someone here who discouraged you from taking this path or from believing in things being potentially better if you worked. Sounds to me like there's someone here who does not necessarily put in as much effort into their own success as you, feeling like it was too much work to do what you wanted to do. This is like, you know, I want to make sure that I can get that promotion next year, so I'm going to, for the next 6 months, follow my mentor or do some shadowing of my leadership so that I'm in a better place to understand what they're looking for. But this person was like, nah, that seems like not required. Why would you do that? You did it anyways. Whatever this is, it was work, okay? It was something you had to do in your mind, but it was not required of you. You just felt like this is what would make things as good as it could possibly be. And as a result, because you were willing to put forth that extra energy, it's like there's something here that is changing. It's a better result than you expected. So what would have been a Two of Cups or a Two of Jars in the reverse, which is kind of like rejection or declining. Instead, we have this Ace of Cups and Eight of Jars in the reverse, or Eight of Cups in the reverse, is basically saying like you've brought something back to life. You resuscitated an opportunity. What's up, Vegitata? Hello, Grace. Hello, Ipsha? Did I say it right? I hope I did. We've got Page of Jars, which is the Page of Cups. Five of Swords or Five of Crystals in the reverse, and the Three of Wands. Because you took action where others did not. Because you worked to invest in yourself or in what you dream about or what you really want, and now it's actually happening for you. So maybe all that manifestation that you've been consciously doing or unconsciously doing is paying off. Hey, Tiana. Hello, Nathan. You might want to grow up a little bit before you come back around. I'm gonna put you in a little baby time off. I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's this application called OnlyFans. It might be a better place for you. Hello, Jiggy. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, Brotherhood. I appreciate you. So this reading might be for you. This is saying somebody's like leveling up. I am so excited for you, Tiana. Hello, Jack. You're horrifying? No, I don't think so. So we've got the High Priestess and Justice. Seven of Jars. I love this. So there's options available to you that you did not see at the outset. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. Okay, so if you like road trips, you know those signs, sorry, this is US specific. I'm sure there's some sort of comparable situation for people in other countries, but when you're going on a road trip and you're looking for something to eat, of course you could always just like pull up your phone, but they have these signs that try to give you a little heads up on what they have for gas or lodging or food. And sometimes what they have on the sign is just like a percentage, right? Like, they actually have like 20 restaurants, but they only showed you 5. I love when you get off the exit to find, I don't know, let's pretend, no, I shouldn't use any names. You want to find a burger joint, you find a burger joint, but then to your delight, your absolute favorite taco place happens to be there. I am going to give props to one because I miss Poncheros so very much. If you're from Iowa, or perhaps those of you in Minnesota that have experienced it, you might know what a delight that place is. That's the one I'm thinking about right now. If I were to accidentally happen upon a Poncheros, I would like embarrass myself in public. I'd be like, oh my God, this is so amazing. I didn't think I'd ever have it again. Like, that's what's happening here. Somebody is like, wow, I genuinely did not think that this was a possibility. I didn't think that all of that work or believing in myself, that would actually be a thing that could happen. And of course I'm comparing it to food when I'm really just talking about something really important in your life. I'm sorry to trivialize it that way. This is pretty bomb though. I'm excited for you. I don't know why, but I want the Edgar Allan Poe. I feel like you've got some doubters. I feel like you've got some haters. Hello, Allie. How are you doing? Jacksta. This is not the Halloween live stream yet, so the spooky stuff's gonna have to wait, Jack. This is a tarot reading. If it's not your thing, that's totally cool. I wish you a great weekend nonetheless. Hot wings? Can't blame you there. Dang it, Tiana, now you're gonna make me want hot wings. Do you watch Hot Ones? All right, so we've got the Magician and the Moon. First of all, I love that we have 2 cards that have the letter M featured like that. Maybe that's important for you. But what really is coming through is there's this situation that presents itself and makes you feel so confident and so like, yeah, I did that. I made this choice. I did this thing. I invested in myself or my future. And that's why there's these options, because the 7 of Jars or the 7 of Cups, this is about options, right? Choices that you have. You have a better menu than you expected, right? No. But I think I would, because I have this like horrible competitive nature. So I think I would have to do all 10 of the wings, even the last stab part. But I don't think I would be one of those weirdos that eats the entire wing. Hello, Angel. Hello, Shayla. How we doing? Hello, T. Hello, Michael. Welcome, Joanne. I hope you're having a good day. What's up, Bluegrass? Does it bother you if I only say bluegrass instead of bluegrass hater? Because I'll alter it if I need to. Look, we've got the 4 of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Reverse. This is the person, or for some of you, this could be multiple people, right? Who was like, I don't know, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't think I would do that. I don't think you need that. That sounds silly, right? That would never work. You had some haters or some non-believers, some people who were like, I don't know, I don't think you can do that. You did it anyways. You were like, hold my beer. Watch me. Because you felt like there was more to like future for you or more possibility out there than maybe other people could dream about. They saw it as an illusion or like a fantasy, like maybe you just weren't like good with reality checks. And now they're going to have a reality check when you make this come true. So I kind of like that. Hello, Devianchi, how are you doing? Hello, other Michael. Hold my matcha. I like it. Hello, Richard. How are you doing? Good morning, Rachel. Happy Friday. What else do we have? The Hierophant in the reverse. So you are doing something unconventional. You are not following the path that everybody else does. I would think that for the majority of you, if this reading is resonating for you, this is specifically about career, vocation, the path that you take in your life, probably about how you make money or what your education is comprised of. And there are people out here who are telling you, you have to do this so you make money, you have to do this. Maybe they want to sell their soul, but you're like, no, I know what I need to do. And they might not feel like it's going to be a moneymaker. They might not feel like you have the skill to be accepted. Hello, Lucas, but they're wrong. Hello, Miss Fa. Oh, I'm always worried I'm reading it wrong. Oh, yeah. Were you Fate before? Yes, exactly. So even though there are people who would not take the risk that you have or the risks that you have considered what your decision was and then you stuck with it. You were committed, you were dedicated, you did the work that you needed to, along with, I feel, some like Queen of Wands manifestation energy. So the decision, it wasn't just that you made a decision, it's that you followed through on it. And I feel like that's why people were doubting, because they might be the type to make a decision and then not actually like follow through on it, right? Yes, exactly. Thank you, Rachel. I could see that. We have the King of Wands in the reverse and the Seven of Wands. So now is when your haters or the people who didn't believe in you are going to have like a front row seat to your doing what you wanted to do, you achieving what you had set out to do. So the people who don't have that ability to be motivated or pursue something a little bit out there, they're going to see with the Seven of Wands divine timing happening for you. They're going to start to question why they haven't invested in themselves the same way that you do. So you're kind of, sorry, there's like an eyelash in my eye. You've kind of inspired some others around you to look within or maybe even like give themselves a grade on how they dream. Do they just do what everybody else expects of them? Do they feel like they have to follow the life script, or are they out here actually thinking about doing something a little bit amazing? This is so perfectly timed because last night I watched the movie Tap. I have to imagine it's like 30 years old by now. Sammy Davis Jr. and his buddies help convince a younger man to leave a life of crime and choose dance because he's exceptional at tap dance. Not a lot of people are going to support that kind of career choice because it doesn't always work out for so many people. But when you believe in yourself, I can't help it. I want to say the rest is up to you and me. Name that song. But this is like, I'm going to go for it. I know there are people who think that I need to be in a more predictable situation, but I want to do something amazing. So you're doing something amazing. And I love that. Thank you, Monica. Happy Friday. How you doing? Let me know if there's something you'd like me to do for you as far as a personal question at the end of general. Aw. Hello, Classic. How are you doing? What else do we have? Karma. So because you have decided to have faith in yourself or the path that seems like the right thing for you, you are having that payoff moment. You're having that Wheel of Fortune change in your favor because you were willing to invest in something that a lot of people don't believe in. Thank you, Rachel. So we also have flow and gifts. This is so perfect. Look, sometimes people are going to be jealous of you because you are skilled or talented in a way that they are not. And other times they're going to be jealous of you because you took what your gifts are or your skills and you actually ran with it. You didn't just say, that's nice. I did that for like a year and then I realized it was foolish for me to invest in that. No, you actually like go for it, right? Not everyone has that boldness or that like King of Wands energy. Hello, Rusty. How are you doing? Sounds good, Monica. Hello, Sacred. How are you doing? Hello, Angie. How you doing? Wait, I can't remember. Am I supposed to say Angie? You let me know. I feel like I've asked before. I try to make sure I say your name correctly. We have vibration, vortex, buzzing, frequency, mind, reality, and energy flow. And it's funny because even this picture takes me back to that movie, Tap. When he's dancing on the 3rd floor, he's standing in front of a window just like that. So this is saying, not to mention vibration is important as far as dance, right? Wow, you're showing people that they should believe in themselves. You're showing people that your effort and dedication to your pursuit is paying off, which is just plain awesome. All right. Thank you, Flash Eye. How you doing? Happy Friday. Leo's thoughts regarding me. I got you, Flash Eye. Thank you for the tip. I am, thank you. I agree, Shayla. I got some pretty awesome moderators. Well, hello, Frankie. If it's not your thing, no big deal. I still wish you a wonderful rest of your weekend. Well, rest of your day plus weekend. I guess it's still kind of early. But you might find some pretty awesome people in the live chat. Or maybe this message is for you. We're talking about somebody who's like professional dream is coming true, which is really exciting. Let's go for... We're going to go for the cats rule the earth. Feel free to objectify the like button, though. He's so awesome. Hey, that's all right, Charlie. Hello, Master. I do not do spells. I don't encourage most of them. I mean, look, there's one thing you want to draw in abundance. I'm here for it. But most of the time, people are doing spells to change other people's free will or make up for the fact that they're not investing in themselves. I think it's better just to invest in yourself and do things the right way, you know? We have the Emperor in the reverse, the 9 of Pentacles. This is like, why would you let somebody who has not been able to achieve much tell you how to achieve much? Funny way of saying it, but it looks to me like basically this King of Swords in the reverse. Whoever it is that's been a hater or a doubter, they've told you this is silly, you shouldn't do that. It's a judgment on themselves because they don't feel like they're capable. They don't feel like they could do that. So you've got to be able to separate that out from the real advice and the people who really are thinking about your abilities, right? Hey, Charlie, if anybody ever figures it out, I'm sure that that would be a very popular product. But I will tell you, Charlie, since you like ice cream, my recent discovery is an ice cream cookie made by Nightingale. Not getting paid for this. I'm just obsessed with how the cookie somehow is still cookie-like and isn't impacted by the ice cream in the ice cream sandwich, but they're delicious. If you can try it, you should, since you like ice cream. Hello, Keanu. How are you doing? Hello, Dexter. So we've got the moon in the reverse, Knight of Cups, and another Wheel of Fortune. I think this reading is for someone who has had a somewhat substantial career working for others. Somewhat substantial career, 5, 10, maybe even for some of you 20 years, but you've worked for others. You've let other people benefit or like reap the benefits of your hard work. And then you were like, there's got to be a way for me to be in a better situation based on the hard work and dedication that I put into what I do. If I'm actually in control of the profits, or if I'm the owner of my own business, then I could do a lot better now, couldn't I? Yes, yes, you could. It totally is. Hello, Randall. Ooh, yeah, that's an important question, Matt. Thank you for asking. Six of Swords and the Devil. Okay. This is a little bit of a warning. For those of you who are about to have a pretty serious leveling up, or things are really improving for you with regards to your work or your business, there's a potential here for you to become a bit too much focused on that, like a bit of a workaholic, right? There's a need to also take breaks. There's a need to make sure that you're not sacrificing other areas in your life for this, even though getting to the point where you can actually set that up may have required a little bit of sacrifice. That's fine. But you need to be able to like retire the sacrificing nature here and focus again on the things that make you happy as well. Hello, April. How are you doing? Hello, Chevalier. Oh my. Queen of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. And the King of Pentacles. Yeah, you're, at some point you bypassed some indecision. You were like, yeah, I'm doing okay, but I feel like I could do better. This determination to push through and actually go for the higher level, it's like you're playing skee ball and you're not content to go for like the 10-pointer. You want the 100-pointer. And I get you, because that's what I go for every time. How you gonna win at skee ball if you're not going for the 100 points? Just curious. So you, my friend, you've gone for the 100 points, and it's paying off. Hello, Jayanta Kumar. Did I say it right? I hope I did. Y'all are funny. So we got the Page of Wands. Good news. Great tidings. Oh no. As well as the Chariot and the Reverse, and Two of Cups. So the thing is, there's been some maybe over focusing on the profession or the career. Maybe you worked a little bit too hard. Maybe you need a little bit of a break. Maybe you need a vacation. Maybe some of you are just like, it's time to meet a really good friend or meet a love interest. But the Two of Cups can be a reference to a soulmate, platonic or romantic. And I feel like that's what's happening. So the Chariot is in the reverse because it's saying, okay, you've been going like 90 miles an hour down the freeway and you haven't come across a cop yet. That's great. You've gotten away with all your speeding. But now your phone's telling you that there's people reporting a speed trap ahead. So maybe it's time to like take it down a notch, right? Hello, Outlaw. How are you doing? Thank you for clarifying that, Rachel. Yeah, whatever, bro. Do you ever have a good day? I'm just curious, Sam. Like, it's a Friday. Let's be chipper. Let's be happy. Hello, Melissa. Happy Friday. How are you doing? Oh, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate you. So we have the Hierophant. Here's you. You took the unconventional path to become the boss. Because you are the boss. Because you do things differently. Look, one of the reasons Homie was successful in Tap, I wish I could remember his name. This is starting to bother me. Because, like, it's a recognizable name. But the actor in Tap, he, like, didn't take the most predictable of paths. And he quit dancing for a while. He was living a life of crime. And then he got back into dance. And part of the reason that he was successful, or part of the reason that people really enjoyed what he had to offer, was he had his own spin on it. He had his own take. So whether you're doing like a fusion restaurant, so there's something different there, or maybe you just have like stellar customer service, or maybe the art you do is a combination of two different processes, whatever it is, you don't do things the way that everybody else does, and that's what makes you special. That's what makes people want what you have to offer. So don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to take everybody else's process and turn it, you know, into what you do. Live by the idea of combining what others have made work and adding your own flavor to it, right? Hello together. How are you? Yes, they can. That's true. Or the troll toll. I like that. All right. Actually, it's a good reading for Frida Kahlo to come say hello. These are cards that focus on more of a creative line of thought, so it may not apply to all of you, but I do feel like it will for the majority of you. A soul that touches the world with its truest creativity will leave a legacy of love. So you're going to have a legacy because of the way that you do things your way, because of the unique approach you take to your profession. I know, isn't it? I love these cards. Thank you, and shout out to Peggy. The most wonderful gift you can give is you being you, your beautiful, true self. You don't have to mimic others. You don't have to always play by the rules or live by other people's expectations. Authenticity is gold. Be prepared for more learning, understanding, opportunities, and love. I like that. All right, let's see. Let's go with the signs of the times. Yeah, she's, I think, been working a ton. So if you can send her some positive energy, hopefully she can be rolling in the money. Hello, what's up, Skemmy? Because you know you're going to laugh. Because there's positive energy in the live chat. And it's Friday. Oh, look at that. See? They're backing me up. They're saying peace and harmony. So there's some really good times ahead. There's a change in your fortune, a leveling up. Your hard work is paying off, and it's going to be, yes, there are still haters. Yes, there are still people who are probably jealous of what you are accomplishing, but they're going to be like at a distance. It's like they're sent to the corner of the room, right? Or they don't get to go to recess and you do. So there's healing. Now, you may be involved in the healing of others, but I do feel like for you, there is healing. It's like maybe you've been running a marathon and now you got to take care of those toes. You know what I mean? You've been working really hard. So make sure there's also time for you to relax and enjoy your achievement. All right. This is the Cat's Eye Tarot. Hello, Salvador. How are you doing? Hello, Redbeard. What's happening? That's true. And you guys, my stomach is probably going to growl some more. So don't judge me too much. I promise you I will eat breakfast after this. Yeah, no, it really is Friday. Do you have fun weekend plans? Ooh. So we have the Devil in the reverse, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Page of Swords in the reverse. All right, so this is interesting because I didn't really see this up until now, but I do think that there was someone here who was sending you negative energy. So this could be like spell work that my hair is driving me up a wall. Okay, sorry. There may be somebody who is who has been sending you negative blocking type energy, wanting to make it more difficult for you to be successful. And I feel like there's something that has prevented this energy from continuing to reach you. You may have said something, you may have cut the cord, you may have done a protective spell, you may just have like run out the clock and now their energy isn't reaching you anymore. But whatever had been around you, this like rejection energy, it's no longer around. It's no longer working. So I do feel like you've had it more difficult than you should have. It's like you were gonna have to run a marathon anyways, but then someone made you, like they changed the location, so it was all uphill. Like, okay, I guess I'm still gonna do it, but like, did it have to be this difficult? They thought they could stop you, but they couldn't. Hello, Robert. I don't know. Actually, I think I'm gonna leave your comment. Robert, just because you don't hear about it, really. I challenge you to ask me a question. I challenge you to get a personal reading from someone. It doesn't even have to be me. But I will say this. I think intuition is a really important tool and we all have access to it. Sometimes when we're looking at our own path, we get a little bit distracted or we see things that aren't really there. And if there's something that can help you, then you're able to dial back in or get back in touch with that intuition, right? But if you want to be a hater, I will block you, just to let you know. Who's saying they want to marry me? Yeah, Randall, no. Yeah, just so that we have like the full clip of it. Randall, I'm not going to marry you. And I'm not going to marry anyone on YouTube. Just saying. We'll probably go for another, I don't know, maybe 3-4 minutes on the general reading, and then we're going to start with the personal questions. I've got Monica up first, and then Fly Shy after that. Yes, marry the like and subscribe button. I like that, Scummy. All right, so we have Judgment in the reverse. You guys, look at, they spelled it right. That's how you spell judgment. I know it's backwards for you, but can you see there's only one E? I want y'all to look as smart as you actually are, okay? We've got the Knight of Swords in reverse with Judgment in the reverse. Someone's getting proved wrong. Someone's energy that they've been trying to send you to make it more difficult for you to be successful. It's like address not found. Error 404. Sorry, this ain't working. So either you've leveled up and that protective energy is increased, or they suck more. Can I just say it like that? Or they just like don't have the energy or the time to reset it. It's not reaching you. So things are improving for you. It's like all of a sudden you're put on like fast forward, right? Hello, Silverblood. What's up? Yep, that's a good call. All right. Fool in the reverse, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, and the King of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who just doesn't like you. They don't like you. They don't want you to get what you are meant to receive. They wanted to like slap it out of your hands. But now we have someone feeling foolish because they're realizing that all that effort that they put into trying to stop you is not actually working. You're going to do just fine, if not even better. Some of you took this negative energy that was sent to you and you transmuted it, and it's making you even more successful. So the person who wanted to stop you actually helped you do better. I love it when that happens. Go on, head self. All right, we're gonna dive into those personal questions. Monica, we want a random or a pull of cards regarding the rest of the week. What is it that we need to make sure Monica knows for the rest of the week, please? What does Monica need to know? Page of Wands, Emperor, Nine of Swords, and Two of Wands in the reverse. There's communication here that comes from a person that could be older than you or in a position of power that makes you anxious or makes you feel like you've done something wrong or that you can't fix what needs to be addressed. This is somebody who is trying to make you feel or will try to make you feel like you've failed at something. The advice here is to say very little. I do feel like this is somebody who's taking out their anger on you, and the best is to not feed the troll, right? If you say more, if you try to push back on this person, then it's like you're just prolonging the difficult conversation. But it does look like things are going to get better for you. With the Six of Swords, there is some change. King of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this is somebody who's in a bad mood. They're frustrated. They may have financial issues, or they may have problems with their like domestic situation. They're taking it out on you. Don't feed into it too much. You could say like a half-hearted sorry and keep it moving, you know? More like a leprechaun. Yeah, exactly. So I do feel like it's just telling you, do your best to stay calm. This person is taking their own crap out on you, and it's not fair, but don't take it too seriously, basically. And hopefully they will apologize to you, because I do feel like they're going to realize that they've been a bit of a tool. All right, so for Fly Shy, we've got, what are ex-Leo's thoughts regarding me? What does the ex-Leo think about Fly Shy, please? Six of Pentacles, Page of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Wands. Two Cups in the reverse, Four of Swords. There's sadness here. There's a sense that like I got what I was probably deserving of. So they have some sense of like losing out, or they did something that they shouldn't have, and it's kind of like, yeah, I guess that's how it goes. Maybe I should have been a little bit more strategic, or maybe I should have really thought about things before I said what I said or did what I did, right? There's, with this Two of Cups and the reverse, a sense of emotional distance and feeling like I need to heal from this. Or I wish I could find a way to make this better, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this better. I love it, Tiana. Hello, Empress Everything. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Anya. You may. I do, I'm actually doing personal questions right now. I do prioritize those that were done with a tip, and I do often do them at the end of my general readings. I'll be back later today to do another one, for example. Hello, Ramses. I don't specify an amount, just a tip. I would say the most common is probably between, probably about $5 maybe. Hello, Junior. How are you doing? I'm already in the personal question time right now, Anya. Hey, that's an interesting question. Hello, Mamie. How are you doing? Hello, Big Cheese. How are you doing? Does that mean you're stinky? What kind of cheese are we talking? So, fly shy, I gotta say, I think this is somebody who is a little bit miserable right now. This could be someone who feels like they need to tell you the truth. They made the wrong decision. They messed things up with you. Yeah. There's a pattern of behavior they feel like they need to change, and it could be pertaining to their emotions. I'm glad to see you, Mamie. I'm doing well. Thank you, Junior. But of course. How is Tiana's pathology final going to go? Six of Cups. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. There's something here about either information that you talk about with a close friend or something that you used to do or used to know really well being important. The example in my mind is, for whatever reason, I really took to the periodic table of elements, like memorized that like it was my business. To this day, if people ask me about it, I do pretty well. But like if I were to, I don't know, take like an hour and study it again, it would probably be like crystal clear for me again. This is saying there's something in the past that you were really solid with. You need to do a little refresher of it, and then you will be bomb. You will do excellent. But something from the past that you may overestimate, like I got this, maybe you just need a little refresher. Thank you, Big Cheese. Likewise. Hello, Spartan Ghost. What's going on? Hello, how's it going, Capo? Hello, Andy. Otto, can you be like respectful? Oh, it says only if you change. Wow, Jay, that is quite the talent. Hello, Cashew. How are you doing? No, he won't. It's true. Hello, Sage Space. Just a little bit strange. It's all right. It happens. Yeah, I think there are some people like that. It is, isn't it, Angie? All right. All right, hold on. Ramses, what was your question? I don't know if I saw the actual question, but you would be up next, Ramses. Ramses, just for future edification, most put it with the tip so that I can see it a little bit easier, but don't feel like I'm yelling at you. I'm just appreciative. I'm sorry, Jay. You're the one who just told me that you hit the like button with your wiener and you're over here judging people for tarot cards? Really? I'm gonna have to take a sip after that one. The irony, man. Do you have a mirror? I would go check that out real quick, Jay. Ramses, what's your question? I want to make sure you get your question answered. It's true though. Like, that's a weird thing to do, right? All right, Ramses. I'm gonna do... Right? Oh my God, I love you, Scammy. Of course you're referring to the push-up. You're the best. And I could probably sing along to that entire album still, even though I haven't listened to it. Well, I guess I did like maybe a month ago. I don't know who that is, Herden, but that's cool. Hello, Donk. What's up? Ramses, are you going to tell me a whole story? Whoa. Okay, yeah, we're just done with you. Always coming in here with the racist stuff. Goodness. Get your life right. Hello, Nina. How are you doing? Ramses, you gotta tell me your question. Okay, there we go. Should I contact Mercedes? I love that name. All right, should Ramses, is it in Ramses' best interest to contact Mercedes? With the 4 of Wands, no less. It is, but hold on. The timing is really important. So yes, you should, but should you right now? No. The timing, 10 of Wands in the reverse. If you were to reach out right now, it would be overwhelming for this Mercedes, and you might not get the same response. Tell me more about the timing, please. Hermit in the reverse, Knight of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, so this is saying, please, yes, do reach out, but not quite yet. I feel like this is saying wait about a month, 28 days. I'm very focused on this moon, and the lunar cycle is what, like about 28 days? So this is saying give it about a month. Right now, there's a lot going on where she would perhaps be a little bit dismissive of it. It could have to do with her family. I don't know if you already have insight into whether or not there's someone who's very controlling or manipulative within her family, but I feel like there's an issue happening right now with that. Yeah, Ramses, it's saying in about 4 weeks. So 28 days-ish. That allows for something to get resolved in her life that has been a bit frustrating. All right, so thank you, Ramses. I hope you have a good rest of your day or weekend. I don't know how late in the day it is for you, but it's Friday. All right, I'm gonna do a freebie for Mamie. I didn't actually hear you say this, but, or see you write this, but you have questions. I'm just going to ask if there's any guidance for you. Do you have any guidance for Mamie, please? Four of Pentacles, King of Cups, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is saying there's something here that maybe there's two things that look very similar, but they are not similar. And it feels to me like you have to make a choice here in the near future, and you're holding back. It could be two job offers, it could be two love offers, it could be, you know, two places where you could potentially live. But it's saying even though they seem similar, they are not. And it could actually have a pretty big impact on your happiness, making the right choice here. So it looks like right now it's saying, wait, because there's more information coming to you. Six of Pentacles. One of them is a gain, and one of them would be a loss. So you don't want to rush this decision. When will she get confirmation? You'll have more information within 5 days between these two, whatever you're trying to decide between. Gosh, with a name like Flag, maybe you should dress all in red? I hope that helps for you, Mamie. I'm sending you protective energy. Hey, Joseph, guess what? I have gone to church more than most people. I have spent, like, basically the first 18 years of my life was always in church. I went to a religious high school, and for you to doubt my relationship shows that you haven't really read the Bible, because it shows that you haven't really learned the Socratic method. If you really wanted to connect with people over religion, I would recommend doing so with a less judgmental way. The people who are really out here to change the world and have a positive impact are not looking for ways to judge people. I do what I do because I believe in people being able to change their path and make a more meaningful existence happen for themselves if they're able to believe in themselves. So, anyways, act right and you can stay in the live chat. Thank you, Nate. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, no, we're gonna go with this one. So why is there whistling and what should I do? Dang, Skimmy. Oh, yeah, no, I don't think that would work, firefighter. Yeah, no, that, because you start fires, don't you? I can't remember. I feel like that's what red flags do. I think you're right, Jagula. All right, so why is there whistling outside of Nate's place? Nine of Swords. This is like I'm trying to interrupt your sleep. I'm trying to make you scared. Ten of Pumpkins or Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. So whatever it is that is interrupting you and whistling, the goal here is I want to make sure that your health deteriorates because your mental health is under a struggle. So this is like I want you to be stressed out and anxious and unable to sleep. Thank you, Lee. Let me write that down and I'll come back to that second question for you, Nate. Oh my gosh, I keep trying to do this and it won't let me. for a weekend. And attorney reaction to what you wrote. Thank you, Lee. That's a much more concise way to say what I was trying to say. Wrote this morning. And Chris bailed again. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm guessing you want to know maybe a little bit why, or are you saying that's what you were writing about? Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Ramses. Yeah, did I already show you this? I feel like I did. All right, so Nate had a second question, which was, what should I do? That's funny. Hello, how's it going, Santiago and Adnan? Oh, that's kind of you, Blair. Thank you. What should Nate do? I'm seeing a salt line around your property. So if you do not already have a line of salt around your house or your, perhaps your lining, you know, the door, I think salt would help. I also feel like there's something here that you have said that needs to be addressed. How do I explain this? So how we talk about ourselves, for example, is one thing that I think a lot of people have as far as an area of opportunity to improve their own life. Things that you have control over that seem kind of trivial but may actually have an impact. How do you talk about yourself? Do you say you're a loser? I mean, like, I do that every once in a while where I just think it's kind of funny to do the, like, but you gotta be watchful over how you're talking about yourself, specifically in your place. Something that you have said may have made it more likely for somebody to be like focused or like trying to cause negative energy towards you. I feel like the salt thing is going to be a big part of it, but how you view yourself and how you talk about yourself is also really important. That's so cool. Yes, good luck to you, Nate, and I'm sending you protective energy. Make sure, like I said, the way you talk about yourself is positive. All right, so then we've got Lee. What's going on this weekend for Lee? Eight of Cups, Judgment in the reverse. Four of Lightning, which is the Four of Swords, and King of Pumpkins in the reverse, or King of Pentacles in the reverse. I think there's something this weekend where you're going to know more about why someone made a bad judgment, why someone made a decision, potentially to walk away or to not be around. This could be about your ex, right? But I do feel like there is something here about financial issues. Someone is acting strange because of their finances. Difficult to predict, or maybe even just like overly combative or difficult in general. And what do we have as far as the reaction from the attorneys regarding what Lee wrote this morning? Two of Potions or Two of Cups in the reverse, Star in the reverse, Three of Candles or Three of Wands, and Queen of Wands or Queen of Candles. This seems to be like you're trying to make the best out of a difficult situation, even though you are like up a creek without a paddle. Is that what it is? The reaction seems to be you're still taking action. You're still trying to see what is it that I can do to improve things. So it's like people are seeing you as someone who takes it seriously. If someone else is not going to show up for work, then you're going to do their work. If someone else is not going to play their part with regards to your daughter, then you step up. So there seems to be like some approval, or like, yeah, this lady gets it, right? All right, so the last one then is, what's going on with Chris bailing on his daughter? Nine of Pumpkins or Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Swords or Knight of Lightning, and the King of Candles or King of Wands. He's thinking about himself. Maybe he got too drunk. Maybe he didn't feel like it. Maybe he was busy. He doesn't take this seriously. I also feel like there's something here where he just likes to look for opportunities to disappoint or frustrate you. I think he's playing a dangerous game though, because there are people who are looking at him and they don't take him seriously. So he keeps making it like worse for himself, right? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I love you all. Thank you, Brian. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you're able to hype my video, I appreciate that even more. Hello, Brad, how are you? Hello, Electric, what's up? I